Study Break. In episode 30, my name is Jared Vosswing. I'm your Goblin Master, and I'm here with Lily Percifield, Campbell Duffy, and Olivia Rose McCain. Crazy stuff. Well, I guess we should say at the beginning of this episode, hey, go subscribe to the Patreon for us.
Live between the last episode you heard and this study break, which we record right after each other, we got the email that our Patreon was live because, well, if you
James had to approve it.
If you're in the Discord, you know the saga.
If you were there for the Patreon debacle,
we are not a sexual page. We do not give explicit
Patreon.
Sexual images.
Yeah.
We
Gals and Goblins, we fade to black.
Hey, you know what? We might record naked, but that's not a crime.
Yeah.
They can't see that.
James is gonna hear that and take her.
You can't see that.
away.
Hey, you can't see that. Therefore, it's no. Don't no.
Maybe we'll have to upgrade. I'm just saying. You know, I don't want to close the door on something that.
If you guys will pay $300 a month.
We'll do it.
We'll think about it.
But you have to pay annually.
Yeah, you have to pay a full
annual
subscription.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like you get one Polaroid
sent to you, and then the Polaroid self-destructs after 10 seconds.
Yeah, and if you cancel your subscription after receiving the Polaroid, you also self-destruct.
Yeah.
You'll be visited by Governor Frey or Apple.
The three gals.
The three gals. I think they'd want to be if they got
the three gals of Dungeons Past.
Oh.
Okay.
Anyway.
What about that episode, y'all? What do y'all think?
Holy shit.
That episode was crazy.
That was the
a lot.
thickest sode we've ever done.
That was a very thick sode.
That episode was emotionally distressing.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a wonderful time. I had a great time.
Me too. I cried a little.
Hey, get in the comments if you're mad that Jared didn't let me use my angel dust. My 93 uses, he said, did you buy it? No, and then moved on.
I just knew the Discord was going to go crazy.
Hey,
we could make a separate channel in the Discord.
Hey,
I have
actually,
said
if
it
you want
once.
to, if you want to prove your point, you know that Patreon you're subscribed to, pull it and say not until I get that.
Stretch goals on Patreon. If we get to 50 subscribers, Olivia gets their 93 uses.
Yes. Well, when does this release? We might already be at 50.
No way. No way.
I don't know.
Oh, somebody's a hater.
Somebody doesn't believe in the
Somebody's
Christmas magic.
drinking the haterade.
Prove a man wrong. Prove a man wrong.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
By his silence.
Here at G&G, we like to buy men's silence.
I have said it once and I have said it again. The ruling of the D&D court is guilty or not guilty. The punishments that they deal out have no standing.
Sounds like this man is trying to argue with the Emily Axford.
Can I point out?
Excuse me, Justice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Justice Axford.
The honorable Emily Axford.
I will go.
And you know what's really interesting?
What's
Another
interesting?
woman.
Oh my! Well, to be fair, it was Caldwell Tanner, a man, who gave 93 uses or 99 uses.
In that case, single combat.
I just want to say I will go through their D&D courts, and I will show you that they're like this person should like die or like this person needs to fall from a skyscraper.
Hang on. In that case, I think Brian Murphy is allowed to take you into a wrestling ring.
Okay, wait.
That would be fun. I think we'd have a blast.
Hold on.
I think we would have a huge blast.
No. This is a perfect plan.
So this is a perfect plan. Subscribe to the Patreon.
He's gonna
we can
fucking
afford to fly out to LA.
He's gonna sweet chin music.
Brian Murphy.
We need to meet them in person, guys.
Brian Murphy.
It's the only way we can resolve.
And
this.
we
Murph can sweet chin music me. He can 619.
And the gals.
He can what?
He can.
He can
619.
Oh, that's not what we heard.
Nope.
And the gals will be commentating on the sidelines with obviously Emily Axford.
Yeah.
What are Jake and Caldwell doing?
Fucking sitting in the stands.
They're in their own single combat.
They're cheering on from the stands.
That was just for fun, though.
That one's like that they can take it or leave it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, let's go through this episode step by step. It was a lot. There was a lot.
Yeah.
So, first things first, Priscilla got a nat 1 on her, like, to attack, basically.
That was crazy.
She beefed it. Was she going to kill her?
We sped along.
No.
We sped along the exposition that we needed to hear. So
Yeah.
the dice wanted to get to the juicy part.
Yeah. I was going to do, it was going to be like she was going to have, like, the knife at your throat.
I love like a disarm, like trying to disarm the knife fight.
Yeah. It's also, as the scene was happening, I was like, this is kind of what happens with the three of us in real life. Like, this has happened before.
Two of us subdue and the other speaks.
No.
One of us has a knife.
No.
To disarm
The other one has important
Their
information.
somebody
cousin
comes
wants
at-
to kill them.
Somebody comes at me, and then you two are like just are my little guard dog.
Yeah,
I
that's
love the
fair.
way you guys just like dog piled on top of her.
Yeah, really
it was
jumped her.
perfect.
Wow.
It was
Life,
perfect.
art imitates life.
Yeah.
So true.
Anyways,
Also, D&D doesn't have good.
And then
like,
you
mechanics
do the
for disarming.
talking that really puts the nail in the coffin
Yes.
for him.
Yes.
And then you guys like
We learned
manacled her
punch.
to a chair.
Oh
yeah.
She thought that you
Yeah.
were going to kill her. You know, you were like, why would I do that? Or like, why do you hate me? And then at the end of a long expositional talk, you understand why she thought that you were going to kill her.
yeah.
How much of it do you believe?
Well, yeah,
Theodrix was not so keen
on some parts.
on some parts of it.
So you're going to have to talk to him.
So I'll talk to him about those. And then I suppose I'll have to talk to my own family about it as well.
I'm so excited to meet your family.
Eventually.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I'm a little scared.
So
We've seen the least of your family by far.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean,
Yeah.
the dragon kind of. if
We've
you consider
literally
that your
only
family-
seen them. Like we've
Yeah.
just seen
Well,
them
we've
in one
Tara,
scene.
and we've seen the dragon, but like
Yeah.
I feel like with Olivia and I, like we've seen a lot of our characters' immediate family that they grew up with,
Yeah.
and we haven't seen that from you.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Me too. So I have to talk to them, and then I guess I just have to like mush all of those stories together into whatever I choose to believe.
Hang on, I might have missed it. Did Priscilla know? Did she say what she thought happened to Tara?
No.
I was going to like when I hugged her, that was like the short version of what I wanted to do. I wanted to like if we were gonna hide, I was gonna tell her. I mean, at the end of that conversation, I was before you knock like the knock at the door happened. I wanted to tell her like, hey, Tara, there's like we know what happened to Tara. Here's what happened, kind of, and then like as much information as we want to give her, and then there's also a possibility that she's like still alive.
When we saw her disappear,
Yeah.
did we see like where she went or what form
yeah.
she was?
She went
will you
to
remind me?
the spiritual plane.
Yeah.
But like
which
in
is-
dragon form?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In dragon form, she went to the spirit plane,
Yeah.
which was originally Theodrix's territory that he
Yes.
got bored of.
Yeah. He got bored of the astral.
Astral plane and spirit.
He,
Oh, he got bored
ran
of
both of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But I think specifically, at least what you said, was they traded a
capital.
capital of the astral and the
Yep.
capital of the
Material.
material.
Yeah.
So you guys could
Yeah.
assume that would be like a stay up probably.
Yes, and the astral plane would have been populated with Githyanki.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'd be safe to assume.
That's crazy. She's not even a halfling.
I know we're going in order, but like, oh my god, what? Like,
Order schmorter.
what?
Anyway.
I was also like, finally, 2 halflings. No, which is fine. I'm like, it's cool that she's a Githyanki, but it's so crazy.
I feel like I'm the most interested in what.
I thought we were 2 normal girls from the shrubberbs.
Oh my god! When you said I haven't always lived in the shrubberbs,
That was so funny.
God damn it!
Like a very
sitting here
serious
like
moment.
doing deep breathing exercises, trying not to laugh.
Oh, I just
so
It's
hard.
a word that I made up, and I was
That's the beauty. That's the beauty I think of the pod is like very serious, like heavy episode. It's like
You
I
said
didn't
shrubberbs.
always live in the suburbs. With like full earnest.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
So sincere.
I was
Talking about the worst trauma of your life.
didn't always live in the shrubberbs.
like people were being hunted basically.
What I was most curious about of what she said was the whole like, oh, we thought like the red dragon was pretty kind and she would just go
Yeah.
crazy when we like did the rebinding, and then it was like, and then we learned that maybe that's not the case. That was
So
the most
she
like,
learned
like
that.
yeah.
Or like she put that together because of what happened with Tara.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was like the most intriguing thing
It's
to
like,
me.
what happened in the last 15 years or like past maybe before a little before, maybe this was her plan before.
Yeah.
But it's like what happened in the last 15 years that she was like, okay, this one I'm gonna like
Well, and I'm
take
also
advantage
like
of.
I'm curious of like how your family is more like a curse that they passed down, and theirs is more like they like kind of choose.
It's like an honor. Almost.
Yeah, yeah.
It's what she was because she was jealous that she wasn't the one chosen.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
so interesting.
yeah, like you don't know
Like,
anything.
I don't know anything. It is all like I thought I was the only one. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was like the dragon died thousands of years ago and now it's me.
But
But
I
it
mean,
sounds like they pick who gets cursed with it, kind of.
it's kind of a somebody has it and then they die, and as they die,
Whoever the youngest
they need
is
to
when they die.
give it to the youngest
But
child.
you could orchestrate that. If,
Yeah,
if
if
somebody
you
was a
killed
young
someone.
child and you wanted them to have it, then you could kill whoever had it at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like they
But I
wanted
also- yeah.
to make sure you got, or is that what you're saying? To make sure she got it.
Yeah, like if they were like, I want Esther to have it, you know, they would be like, before her parents have another child, we need to give whoever. I have no basis for that. I'm just saying you could.
Yeah. And
But you're gonna have to figure out who it was. I bet they died during the war.
Yeah. This is just something else.
Well, no, they
Esther-
how would
they
have
could have
died
died
whenever
during the
she was
war.
born.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
whenever I
that's-
was born.
So
yeah.
they died, what, 16 years ago?
So it's easy to kind of like not tell you about a relative, or like maybe your brothers and sisters know of like some relative that
I don't
died.
think it really matters who died though. Like,
Yeah, it's just someone that held the dragon.
Yeah.
And also, like, the thing is, it's like with the reds, it's like an honor that everyone knew about.
Yeah.
For the silver, though, for like the blue, it's like secret.
Maybe you could get Theodrix to tell you.
Probably.
And we can go back to, I think it was the princeps who said, like, whoever did this to you.
But it also was like Sissix. Is that what
Sissix.
Sissix. She was like, I go crazy, like between the, it sounds almost like she was like, you have to, like, I always have to be connected to someone, which sounds, if she wasn't nice, sounds maybe a little manipulative. Like like she always wanted to have the ability, at least the option to control someone. And maybe like Tara was just the one where she finally actually needed to do it.
For both dragons,
So
is there
then-
some sort of ceremony?
We don't know.
It was like she said it was like a ritual.
Yeah, so it's like maybe
If
that's
they
what
just-
the princeps meant of like they did this to you. Like they still did a ritual over.
Let me, they don't have to do the ritual.
They don't.
It's like they could have just not done it, and then she would have just been she would not have a twin soul to be a part of.
And she would have gone mad.
And maybe she would have gone mad or whatever. Or she would just, she probably just goes crazy in her cage, not being able to like know what's going on in the outside world. So they could have just been leaving Theodrix also unbonded for thousands of years,
and then just choosing
Right?
who they would.
and then just choosing who they would.
And also,
I don't think it's crazy.
you
Like, that's not a
remember-
crazy theory.
So here's the other thing is, you remember that she said the dragon power. So it was a wizard who turned it. And then his generations became sorcerers because, wizards have to like learn, they need the book. Sorcerers like just have that.
Yeah.
And then that fueled the rest of the generations. And also, at least Priscilla said, the wizard double crossed Theodrix and sealed Theodrix within himself.
I'll have to talk to Theodrix about it.
Yeah, you got to talk to
That'll
Theodrix.
obviously.
And also like he disagreed with some of her story. So it's like,
Yes.
who double crossed, and also Ruidon, Ruidon had like a point of view on Theodrix, kind of like like he's kind of gotten a little mean over time.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, well at the beginning, like how was he then?
Yeah, I feel like once you talk to him, we'll be able to maybe piece together like the more truthful part of the story that's like in the middle of both of them.
Because the Red family was, you can tell, at least was maybe not either truthful or not the full story because of what happened with Tara. And like Priscilla put together, she was like, actually, it seemed like Sissix, she was like sleepwalking, like something untruthful was happening behind Tara.
The capital cities switching. I literally imagined like the whole like ground getting picked up and like swapped. How did that like?
It was just like-
Estea used to be the capital of.
No. In my mind, it was just like they just gave him land.
Yeah, like
So they just like
Here
switched, they basically like flew to each other's
Yeah,
kingdoms.
that would
and
be
they were
cool.
really
Yeah.
in charge
Here's
of
the
each
land
other's
that you were
kingdoms.
allowed to have.
yeah,
in the
you can
material
be
plane.
in this part of the plane, nowhere
They
else.
didn't literally switch capital.
That's dope as hell. But no,
Okay.
I feel like that wouldn't achieve what they
Yeah.
wanted though.
That should be like the
was
same
the
kind of
I
planes
honestly
they were on.
was super thrown off by that. I thought it just was cool, so you said it.
No.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's why I was asking, because I was like,
That's
I
crazy.
didn't really see where we were
That's
going.
crazy that you thought that.
Like,
But from like the general meaning of that is like the blue dragon betrayed Sissix. So Theodrix betrayed Sissix.
Yes.
And then that kind of started this like war
Ancestral.
I think it all comes down to that fucking wizard who betrayed.
Yeah.
with silver hair.
yeah.
I'm looking at you, Esta, line of Ruidons.
We also need
So the wizard basically stole this power from the dragons
Yeah.
to create his descendants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember when you had that dream? There was ash all around you, and you were the red.
Yep.
You weren't a red dragon.
I was the blue dragon.
You were the blue. Oh well, obviously.
Standing over a woman with red hair.
Yeah, and she had. Yeah,
There was ruin everywhere.
it's like
She called me brother. It's probably the betrayal.
I used to think it was Tara's mom. It still could be, but it also could be way further back.
Yeah, multi-thousand years ago.
Yeah, it could be, which is cool.
Uh,
Keep the red hair going that long and the silver hair going that long is like, I know that you kind of inspired this character by Game of Thrones, but it's like, what's going on there? Like 1,000
it's
years
the
later.
power of the dragon.
Crazy
there's no,
genes.
yeah, power of the dragon. Power of the dragon.
It's the
Yeah.
dragon genes.
It's the dragon
Absolutely.
gene,
Dragon genes.
not the incest.
Both
Yeah, no.
dragons said, actually, all of my descendants have to serve cunt.
That's what is in House of the dragon. Like they have, they're all
Yeah.
different races and they all have white hair.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
but
I think
they're also doing incest.
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
sorry, that was a bad.
That's they're also very incestuous.
Well,
My point was that anyone can have silver hair.
So
as,
true.
As in Game of Thrones, when Ned Stark is like Baratheon is black. Spoilers is like black of hair,
Black of hair.
and then it's like, oh no, like and like
Blonde of
they're
hair.
blonde. Like no, that's how we discover. No, this is purely like no, it's the dragon powers. No,
Yeah.
no incest.
Hey, there's,
I feel like this is like the third incest theory that we've had that Jared has been like,
No, no.
that's not right.
No, that's all right.
one day we'll get the incest plot line.
I've never actually theorized that. Okay, let's see. My notes are crazy.
I am thinking about though marrying into either Ruidon family is crazy.
Why would you do it?
It's like your kids have the potential to
No,
be like,
I think it's just a power thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you have this great thing, some people are attracted to power or whatever you
Yeah.
have. So, like, I don't think it's that
I want my
crazy.
children to be powerful sorcerers.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
sorcerers don't fuck.
Yeah, it's like, if you're the wife or husband marrying into that, like, you are a necessary part to continue the Ruidon line.
Yeah.
Oh my God, being like, husband, you have to take the Ruidon name. Like, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gender doesn't matter. You're taking the
Flex.
Ruidon
That's
name.
what I tried to do with Cole. It didn't work.
I think Esta's mom is the one who married into the family, but she still has like silver hair.
Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe
maybe they're also,
after
well,
you
no,
consummate
it's
the
gonna get-
marriage, it's like whoosh, magical girl transformation.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Power of the
actually.
dragon. Power of the dragon.
Yeah.
Or
Power
maybe
of the
like,
dragon.
maybe when they get like engaged, it's like your hair turns.
We can make that canon. We can make that canon, so we don't have
Love
to do incest.
it.
I think also that's
wasn't-
cool.
yeah.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Maybe
That's
she
cool.
dyes it. Imagine you like walking in on your mom doing her roots, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
she's like doing it for the optics.
That's so
She's doing
funny.
it for the aesthetic.
Yeah.
The storm break look.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lily really wants incest in the podcast. Pass it on.
She's fighting for it.
She's gonna bring it up again. I know
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
With the whole bean stuff in that family.
If there's no more tabaxis, do you all fuck each other?
How are they all still in hell? Is that they just agreed upon? Anyway.
Why are they all the same color?
So all
Anyway,
that long like revelation happens. Some questions are answered. Some new questions are raised, and then you guys talk about Under the Stars for a little bit.
yeah.
Whoopsies.
She talks about the formation of the planes.
Yes. I love that.
This kind of seems like the beginning of everything, and it seems like she has more to tell you. But then y'all were interrupted by the first knock at the door.
A
of
fucking
the episode.
curd.
The amount of knocks at the
Knock on the door one more time. I dare you,
yeah,
Jared.
I was like, I'm gonna lose it.
The description of her like going to the window and turning around like white in the face
Oh, that was good.
like so good because we were still like, okay, maybe it's like one really scary person.
Or like maybe it's like Apple.
yeah,
I
like
thought it was gonna
like,
maybe be Apple.
scary tobacco. Maybe she knows like
yeah.
the hellish tabaxis, I guess. And it was like, okay, that's interesting. But then the like description of the whole block being covered in guards was like, my face went white. I was like,
so
Yeah,
Oh
good.
my
I was like,
God.
I'm gonna throw up. I was like, I can think of nothing worse. Like in real life, if I look out and there's a horde of people and being like, okay, well, that's it for us, huh?
Yeah.
Pack it up.
yeah.
And then like at the front is the guy that like Esta
I know.
was like buddy with.
Do we think that he followed us, or do we think that he already like knew and like we just happened to be in here?
I think he just like they just know that this is where
That
like,
was his mission. So
even
'Cause they
if
didn't
this
know to look
is
for us.
even if this is like Priscilla Ruidon's fiance, like this is the house they're gonna come to.
Yeah.
You know.
and also like if he followed y'all, he would have been like, Esta, come out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Like,
So
And
That's-
they would have
that's
sent
the
like
part I
12
was-
guards instead of 3.
That's the part I was the most scared about was Kurd finding out that I was in that house. Like,
Yeah.
because that over.
It's
Yeah.
over.
Say bye.
It doesn't know for now. I'm so excited to do a rescue mission because it's gonna be
Yeah.
like it's a little bit of a heist. It's a little bit of a, I don't know. I'm so excited.
can I be honest? I
What?
think we should maybe just kill Body Knock.
That's what I was trying to say.
I think that maybe at least before we kill him, we should say like, what's the password? What do we need to know?
I think we should do a fucked up like double cross where like we get him to tell us everything and then I think we like fucking take
That's
him
what I
out.
thought you were going for.
Well, kinda.
Promised him the gold. I was like, maybe Beans is just gonna kill him.
Well, I'm definitely not giving him the gold.
Well, yeah,
That's
I
for
don't know.
sure.
So, Sawyer,
But, like-
Sawyer just decided to let Beans have that one.
Well, we had to get him to agree somehow, right?
Yeah, I was like, confident.
But he didn't question enough, so either he's stupid or he's playing us.
Pretty dumb.
Either he's playing us
But
like
also,
a fiddle too.
you get the insight that like he would have said
He
something
was
if y'all
going
weren't.
to.
I was gonna say something if y'all weren't intimidating him.
Well, we did.
I know.
I was thinking of everything. I said, fuck this guy.
I was like,
Well, I saw you like kind of pick up. You're like, wait a second. Maybe we should give our hostage a phone. But then I was like, well, like he isn't the captain, so like he needs to roll
No,
persuasion.
that was a
on
really
this.
good, like that was like valid. You know, it wasn't like you were, it was like, yeah, that's a valid
was
point
really
that no matter what we roll and he says.
I can't believe I fried the captain. Sorry, guys. He probably would have been like, if he's a captain, he's probably more loyal and
Yeah,
smarter
to,
than this
like-
guy.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like he would actually care about the cause.
More
and be,
loyal.
like,
So-
willing to
to
die
like, yeah,
for
more
it.
willing to double cross y'all, but also like more information. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
It would have been a tougher sell.
Hey, we're learning. We're an adventuring academy.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
reason.
He
Hey,
probably-
we're not
Learn
professionals.
Who to keep
also-
alive to interrogate.
We've also murdered cops at this point in the game.
Sawyer says ACAB.
Which is like, because Esta was at full health, so I was gonna offer to you guys to like go take a nap and I'll like clean up the bodies, like, or
Nah.
something. Like, I'll go bury them in the yard or something.
No, because I feel like at the point that they are like walking into that house and finding them, it's like they're gonna know about us anyway. You know what I mean? It's like the amount of work it would take is like they're still gonna feel like those guys are missing. It's just gonna like
Are we gonna be
elongate.
on the run? Like,
No, there has to be some like protections of like, you know what I mean? Like we're students, we're gonna fuck up on quests. There has to be like some insurance
We're
policy.
gonna kill a few cops on our quest. Like,
You're telling me we're the
we're gonna figure.
it's an educational environment.
We're gonna kill cops.
Well,
I think that Buddy and Maeve will be like, well, okay, looks like they had it coming. If we like push them off of their like balcony, they'll be like, well, all right, as long as they're out of my house.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, we can just throw them over the edge of the city.
I was in the bathroom for that scene, so
Okay. We did also take a manacled guard down the street.
well, whatever.
Hey.
You think this is a street full of snitches?
It was dark outside.
Besides, we're friends with the turtles, so they'll cover for us.
I don't know if
Yeah.
we're friends.
No.
I don't know if getting somebody in their jammies to answer the door at night and then be weird to them makes you their friend.
That's how to make friends with.
I know that's how we met, but
And look at us
Hey, that's how we met too.
yeah.
Oh,
Weird. Is that how you meet everybody, Lily?
what?
Is that just like
No.
your
Jared, did she do that to you too?
no, but I do remember that's how you and I met.
Oh. When I met Jared, it was the middle of the day.
He had his short jammies on.
Yeah. But I was actually completely naked,
Don't say that.
running around.
And that's why we had to
and
put him.
James is going to flag our content.
James,
and that's-
James from Patreon
Hey.
is going to flag our.
And that's why we had to get him off the streets, and we got him a crate, and we got him a nice
I
warm
was
home.
so sad.
And
And my fur was matted.
again, who saved who? Probably us saving him.
You guys couldn't
I
even
don't
touch me
know.
for the first like 3 days.
Yeah, you bit me.
I'd bite.
Yeah, you had to get that rabies shot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We thought you might
I
have
had
parvo,
flashbacks.
but you didn't.
I do still have the ringworm. Cannot lie. I do still have the ringworm.
Yeah, we have
It's
to watch.
really bad.
We gotta wash our hands every time we touch him.
Which is honestly not often. They do not touch me off.
No. Now they're gonna call the SPCA on us.
I get no love.
Shut up. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up.
You guys saw my crate. You guys see my crate in the Discord. You'll see how small it is. My POV.
I'm gonna pin it.
That made me laugh
That
so
is
hard.
so funny. That is our tiny 9-pound dachshund crate. I'm still not sure how Jared got his phone into it and took the photo
Without me in it.
with the door closed.
Closed.
I still can't figure out how he did it. I was not home when it happened.
Ugh.
Be magic.
I had an idea and I executed it.
And that's called art.
Okay.
Anyway,
Speaking of executions,
I want to.
what were you gonna say?
Nothing.
I prefer in public.
The timer thing. You guys had 3 minutes to get out or decide if y'all wanted to sneak attack.
I'll tell you what my vision was. I get in the closet and then I stick myself to the ceiling.
Oh.
It's a narrow enough space that I could put my hands and feet out.
Like how Sabina was
Yes,
back in
yes,
fucking.
yes, in the bathroom stall, and then whenever they came in, they like wouldn't see me.
Or they would look up and see you.
And then she'd have the perfect position for a drop attack.
Yeah. So that was my big.
Why didn't you do it?
Because I had to protect you two.
What are you talking about? You're the one who got caught in the end.
I know. whatever. I killed 1.5 guys.
I know, but
I
I knew
slammed
my
them.
stealth was going to get me out of that situation. And then Esther said, deuces.
Esther said goodbye, and then she was like, I gotta blink. Ugh, ah, shit. Okay, wait, I gotta blink. Fuck, whatever. And then you went back in the house. That's so funny. Somebody running away from a battle and then just like standing out there and being like, oh, fine,
My
I'll go back
plan
in.
was, as the timer was counting down, I don't know why I didn't just do it, but it was
Blink
I
is
was-
super useful if you can
Use
If-
it.
do it.
Well, what
If
I
you
was
could
gonna
do it.
do, after I'd Misty stepped out of the house, was like slash myself with my own dagger and just start screaming in the middle of the street.
What?
Why
Yeah.
didn't you do that?
I don't know.
That's
and say
wild.
that a big like tabaxi had attacked me.
Yeah, you should have done that.
That's awesome. That's wow.
I should have done it.
That
That
was a
would've-
big move.
I can't believe that you hated my performance.
That was insane. That was crazy. Well, but actually, we're getting too far. You mentioned Tabaxi. Beans tried to
Oh,
Did you like that?
motion.
That's my A+.
Yeah, that was really good. Well,
It was funny for sure.
I was happy with my response of like, where's the girl?
I thought about it long.
You did, which I enjoyed.
Which I'm glad that I know more now. See? Because if Margie would have fucking told me some of this earlier, wouldn't even have thought of getting rid of her.
You think Margie would ever tell you that? She didn't even tell me that, and we were best friends.
I think you're more than best friends anyway. That's for you to explore on your own, though.
Not in the Weather Feathers bathroom.
I loved you poking Sawyer again with the like fuck it, like if she dies it's on your like the blood is on your hands.
We had
That's crazy. I loved it.
I
it
know.
could have helped.
We've resolved our conflict so maturely. I
know.
regret it
Well,
every
yeah.
day.
But it's
Well,
conflict
hey,
that just
But
keeps,
it
But here's the
can
thing,
come
it's the
back.
conflict
Yeah.
that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It's true. It's like we had a way to save Priscilla. It's like I don't know, this concept of like we cannot save everybody. Like we will not
Yes, we can.
we will not make it to the end of this and save everybody. So like at some point we're gonna have to choose.
I was so worried. I mean, like, I guess they could still kill her before we get to her, like Priscilla, but I was so worried that Kurt
Just,
was
like,
just
right
gonna
there.
open the door and just cut her down.
Yeah.
Like I was so
I
worried
know,
you're
that's
gonna be
what I
like,
was-
you hear the swing of a sword and like the
Yeah.
drop of a body, and I was like,
Well, to be honest, that's why I said that in Sawyer's face, because I was kind of hoping that was what was gonna happen.
oh man.
That would have been crazy.
Just to really shake her to the core. But,
But you
here's
know,
the thing.
he's probably, from what the guard said, he's gonna leave with her to go probably back to your father.
Yeah. It's just not good. Well, my reasoning of like
I was so quiet. They're gonna go back to your father. I said that like whispered. Just so it's not like-
my reasoning is like before I knew more about Margie, I was like certainly they're just gonna maybe like drag her to hell and like keep her there, right? She's like so important. They're not like trying to kill her; they're trying to take her. So in my head, I was like, we could just run another rescue mission to get her if we can save Priscilla right now. I don't know if that would have worked, but that was like how I was thinking through it.
yeah.
I did not know what it was. When
Yeah.
they were like, oh, like even when Apple was like, oh, like her, or like somebody said something about like her family being different. It's like, I know that like in her backstory, like the life that I knew for her at least, like she had 2 dads, but I figured in Eldervale, that's probably normal.
yeah.
So at first I was like, what? And then I was like, no, there's no way. You know what I mean? I was like, that's not something that people would like bat an eye at.
Yeah,
in Eldervale.
that's not the different thing.
So yeah, so then I was like, what is it? And I was like, he must have died in a mysterious way.
We're getting there.
I liked
so
it.
you guys fight.
Kind of fucked him up.
Well, also right before we played, Lily was like, "I just want to fuck some people up," and I was
I
like, "Well,
got to.
there's gonna be some three guys that
There's
come
going to
into
be
the-
3 dumb guys
I
in
feel like-
heavy armor.
I feel like that was your best fight yet.
Yeah, you killed it.
Maybe. The Briar Knight was my best turn,
Yeah,
which was for no reason. But this felt good because it was for reason.
Yeah.
I actually had to slam those guys.
You were rolling so well.
I was second winding. I was front rolling. I was back rolling the same way I front rolled.
It would have been bad if they got out of the house.
I was slashing menisci.
but then y'all talked to Body Knock.
I was gonna Misty step in front of him, but and if you didn't jump in
Oh,
front
but the
of him.
throat slit was pretty cool.
That was
Yeah.
sick as hell.
Yeah,
I love a throat slit.
you do.
You guys ever seen Sweeney Todd?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
You know what? I have.
Oh.
y'all interrogate
Body
Body Knock.
Body Knock was insane. He said, he actually
really
does have a
oscillating.
name.
Yeah, I was like, do we like him or do
So-
we not like him?
So
do we
what-
feel bad or not?
So what did Esther roll on that strength? Can we all get a little commotion for the grapple?
You got
Can we get a little commotion
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
grapple?
You gotta-
Cheating on the grapple.
Yeah,
With an 8 strength?
Yeah, you you had a 16 on the dice, taken down to a 15, and you still made it.
I still made it.
Yeah, by one. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You had like anger. You know what I mean? You were fueled with like the anger of the centuries.
So I started using actual like character, like a NPC generator thing that I found. Waldo's Guide to TTRPGs. They're on TikTok. They have a ton of things that you type in your like sheets, your Google Sheets or your Excel, and you just like generate NPCs. You can put whatever class or challenge rating.
Fun.
And so I usually don't do that. I kind of look at y'all's health and I look at kind of make just some glass cannons, which I mess with their stats a little bit, but not as
Or you
much.
make Sabina and you give her 3 classes.
Yeah, or I make Sabina and I just go insane.
Insane.
But with this, I kind of wanted to do a little bit more better fighting, but still a little bit of interesting glass cannon-y stuff where they hit super hard, but they can get knocked down soon. So we don't have forever long battles because I get bored editing those. But yeah, he had a name.
Oh
so
my
their
God.
names, real quick, their names were Seza Sequil, Bodyknock Thoradin, and Vimac Urin.
Yo, scissors in the campaign?
I love that we ended up with the one named Body Knock.
The worst one. What
Let
was
me
your
knock your body.
What was your oh my god about?
What, Lily?
When Cherry was attacking Margie and her parents, one of them stabbed the other. There was a lot going on in that scene at the time.
Yeah.
He had to do that to save like himself and Margie.
Yeah.
He had because he knew that it would open a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just thinking about like having to like choose between like your spouse and your child, and like you like somebody has to die and you have to be the one to do it. Like they literally have to die at your hands, like for you to save like the other two, and like that's so heartbreaking.
Wow, this is just dawning on you, huh?
Yeah, in the moment I was like, what the fuck? But then I was like, I can't ask her. That would be so rude. So I was like, okay, I'll just have to. Yeah. So I think I was just processing so much from that scene.
You know what movie you would love?
that, like that just clicked.
Knock at the Cabin by M. Night Shyamalan. Look it up.
A knock at the cabin.
Yeah.
Everybody's always knocking. This
Everyone's always in
are you
cabins.
talking about the one with Jonathan Groff
Yeah.
and
What?
Dave Bautista?
Yeah.
What?
Hang on. This movie gets a little bit of hate, but it's honestly, I liked it.
That's good.
sounds like a cast that I would be entertained.
Oh,
by.
and Rupert.
Grint.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is in there.
Wow.
Rupert Grint.
All-star cast. Okay, well, anyway, sorry. I was just about to
I'm pretty sure the
cry
other husband is.
thinking about how heart-wrenching that story is.
And she said like one of her dads like said something to the other one. So that was definitely like a
you take them and go.
Kill me.
or a goodbye.
I actually,
Yeah.
Well,
I
and-
actually am gonna throw up.
Lily, you put something together that Olivia looked at you. You said that Cherry was the one that
Yeah.
attacked.
Oh. I meant to say apple, but Cherry has
The
pink,
pink
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to remember. I was like, fuck. One has red eyes and one has pink eyes. And I was like,
And somebody
Cherry's pink.
somebody is on a plane.
Yeah.
They're not-
Well, that was the other thing. I was like, well, where was Cherry? In the astral plane.
she's in the spirit. She's in the spirit.
Whatever. Same thing. They're
But
not
yeah.
the same thing.
So
Yeah.
and that goes along with your current sister Apple is looking for someone, looking for a Githyanki.
But that also makes me think that like maybe all the siblings are united and like they don't want like they're trying to help Margie or something, and Apple's just being a little shit about it. Because like I trust that Cherry, but maybe Cherry was trying to get her for a different reason. And like
And this was also like a while ago though. Like this was not recent.
yeah, that's
it was like
true.
Yeah.
a long time ago.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise you would be like, you would figure it out. You know.
And
So I mean, because I think it's been like a year was when like I think
Her
you
dad
said her
died?
dad
Yeah.
died. So
I mean, it can whatever for the timeline. It can be whatever you.
I think I like a
Say.
year.
That was a little bit of Sawyer's tragic backstory.
Yeah.
Air quotes. But maybe I should save the rest.
Yeah,
More
save the
details,
rest,
but I
save the
think
rest.
I'll save them because y'all didn't even hear that. Your characters didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
no.
Yeah.
So
Sorry to keep asking the same
No, no,
questions
no.
over and over, but is Tara in the astral plane?
That's what it sounded like.
So and Cherry was looking for Tara.
And we heard the roar of the
So
dragon.
that's
Well, we think she was looking for Tara.
yeah.
she was looking for a girl with red hair.
Red hair. Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. I was like, what did she? What was
And
it?
y'all
heard
saw
the dragon.
Tara go to the spirit plane.
And we heard the dragon roar in the distance, and Cherry was like, I think that's who
I
I'm
need to
looking
go
for.
find.
where did Moray go? The spirit plane?
Astral plane.
Astral.
The astral plane.
Oh.
So the spirit plane and the soul plane are the same thing.
No.
Wait, hang on. Spirit
There's-
plane,
there's four
astral plane.
planes.
Yes.
4 planes. Hell at the bottom, material plane,
Yes.
spirit plane, and then top is astral plane.
So what's the soul plane?
That's the same as spirit plane in my mind. I might
That's
have
what I
I might have said the same thing. I
Okay.
thought you said same as the astral plane.
Okay, no,
just
yeah,
the
spirit
spirit.
and soul being the same makes sense. Moray is in the astral plane.
Yes.
There was a castle. She flew towards it.
Tara is in the spirit plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Cherry.
Okay.
You stacking them on top of each other is really helpful.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's how I think of it.
Astral plane is at the top.
Cherry killed Margie's dad to go to the spirit plane.
She didn't kill anyone.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Margie's dad
yes.
killed her dad.
Yeah.
we need to give them names.
To get
Sorry.
her away.
One of Margie's dad killed Margie's other dad.
Margie's dad 1 killed Margie's dad 2.
It's not gonna.
While he was holding on to Cherry.
Yeah.
Yep. Cherry wanted to attack the Githyanki's in order to open a portal, though.
No.
You don't really know her
Okay.
intentions.
I think it was
necessarily.
something more than that.
They
But she
think-
has been accidentally transported to the
Yes.
spirit plane now.
Yes, it was
Okay.
Margie's parents.
They did it to save Margie from
it
what
looked
we
like
know.
Cherry.
Yes,
it looked
yes,
like Cherry
I know.
was going.
I'm putting the whole
it
story.
being Cherry is crazy.
It was more of the
one.
planes thing that was fucking me up. Okay.
Do we know when they came from that plane? I know we just said, oh, it had to have been a long time ago.
I would say like when Margie was like young, like very young.
And then they were just casting some sort of disguise on her and on themselves.
Yeah, you would think like similar to how Sabina.
She thought she was a halfling.
Yeah, I would think
Oh my!
And then
how
she
much
didn't-
Did that mess you up?
until like a year ago, where she was kind of like she probably just like started hiding it.
So in this world, the Githyanki are from the spirit plane, not the astral plane.
No, they're from the astral plane.
Okay, but when you kill them, they get warped to the spirit plane.
They open up rifts between all of the planes.
Okay, so they
So
can
you
get
could
sucked
go
anywhere.
anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why
That's-
that's so
So
valuable.
Cherry got sucked
Yeah,
and trapped?
That's-
question mark.
I
Have we
think
seen
so.
her? Have we seen her anywhere else?
No, but she's also like kind of ended up in the spot she wanted.
Everybody's
so.
looking for everyone.
or at least she's been there for a year and she's figured out.
Who's Joe looking for?
We don't know, but she's in hell.
She's in the Joe is now in hell. Yeah,
But she said, "I'm looking for a little guy," right?
Joe.
I think she said I'm looking for someone.
But
Joe-
I thought Joe was looking for Cherry.
So here's the thing. Whenever you saw her and she was
Uh-huh.
looking for someone, she was in the astral plane on the dragon that was purple.
Yes.
She was looking for someone. I don't remember if we said
What do
they
red
looked
and
like.
blue make purple?
I think she said that she was looking for a little guy.
I think she said something that clued us into Big P.
Because I said, "Oh, Felicia
Yeah.
is looking for a little guy."
And then she was in hell when Bean saw her, and she like looked a little different.
Campbell's
she was like
got
wearing
something.
new clothes.
I've got it. Joe looking for little guy.
Cherry's looking for Tara.
Yeah.
There's so many souls, and there's so many people looking for people, and there's so many planes.
There's only 4 planes.
That's true.
Can you imagine though, in real life right now, if somebody told you there are 3 more planes than what you
I
already
freak out.
exist on
Oh my goodness.
that have like the same severity of like social connections and problems and love and loss of like all of it? There's 4 of them. I think I would literally like power down and die.
Your brain would shut off.
Like I'd be like, that's
I was
it for
taught
me.
From a super young age, that like hell and heaven are like actual physical places, like planes that exist and that you
Guess
can
that's-
go to.
Yeah.
So
I
but-
guess it's like,
but it's not like.
but it's not the same
It's
of like,
not like, oh, there's people or political. There is political structures, but there's not like complex like.
it's not like you take like our world and then just put a new
Yeah,
flavor on
exactly.
it, but it's still like the same shit
No,
happening.
it's kind of like you got angels and you got demons,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but there is a crazy hierarchy within that.
Yes, but it's like not like I'm just imagining like if take literally what we have here and then put a little different spices on it and then put it in 4 different levels. It's
Insane.
like, huh? I'd be like, what's the point?
And they all exist on top of each other.
Yeah.
That was such
Yeah.
a bathroom conversation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
With Margie and
Oh, yeah.
Sawyer.
Yeah. Like that's just like a conversation
Oh,
that you
yeah.
have where somebody's like sitting on the toilet with the seat down, like the seat
Surrounded
closed.
by tissues.
Yeah.
I like that you went and picked up the tissues instead of like continuing.
That's a very much
talking.
like I don't know what to do. I kind of want to help though.
yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was.
Can't believe you guys are in love.
I don't know. I don't know what we are.
Yeah, we got that. Seems complicated.
It's a lot more
Sawyer,
complicated than I
is
thought.
figuring it out.
And Garrett, well, now Garrett's out of the picture, it seems, but Garrett seemed to be in the way.
Oh my god. Once I tell y'all everything about Garrett, you got the gist. But Esta and Beats don't know, so
no,
I'll tell you.
but I know.
I'll tell you. And
then-
guess where he is?
Astral plane.
Oh, I
Hell.
hope not. I hope not.
The
no, he's in
shrubberbs.
fucking Brimstone.
Oh. He's out of the shrubberbs.
Oh, and yeah, Arcano Ball Rivals. Yeah, he's out of the suburbs, aren't we?
Well,
all?
Straight out of the shrubberbs.
Straight out of
and then I think
shrubberbs.
we can now talk about the
Straight out of Cato.
the appearance of Governor Frey at the end.
I knew that was him.
For it to be so important. That
he comes down from his level 3 or whatever tower. What the fuck?
Can I tell you?
Into the Weather Feather's home.
Here's the
You
thing.
just walked in.
I thought we were quick on our toes with our little lies to him, but I was not shocked when I failed. I didn't go in thinking
Hey,
it would be a success.
Sometimes the dice tell the story.
What was I supposed to do? Just say yeah and roll over? No. I'm going to lie a little.
Prominent big government haters, Maeve and Buddy Weatherfeather,
Oh my God.
have to
When
have to suffer this man walking into their home.
When Maeve was like, I want him out of my house, Olivia was like, I so get it. But I was like,
know.
I understand, Queen.
I was like,
She's so
I get it.
based.
And I would not
And
accept
that's when
any
he was
answer.
crazy.
That's when it was
Probably
good.
what we needed.
I wouldn't have blamed her.
Well, also,
We should have taken him out and just shoved him off the cliff and been like, well, shit.
going all the way back to Body Knock, I started making him like a little bit too likable in my head because he's just kind of goofy and silly.
I was like, oh, maybe when he said my parents are dead and he got sad, I was like,
He was like, I don't have a
I'm single.
girlfriend.
Hang on.
My parents are dead. I don't have any friends.
Let's
I'm kinda
reframe
dumb.
this. Nobody'll miss him.
Well, and then I was like, I think he's too likable. And then I was like, wait, no, I got to make him a bit of a piece of shit. And then
And they tried to double cross.
he was
us.
going to double
That
cross
was it.
y'all. And then he was just kind of rude a little bit late. There was a shift where he was a little bit mean.
I
Yeah.
felt it. The oiling the swords was funny.
Thank you.
Hey.
I was like, he's got the dumbass idea.
Even hint at betraying me. That's it.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, we could see that flicker in your eyes.
Y'all were also thinking whenever Body Knock was like, they're looking for someone who got here today. Y'all were like, Beans? Esta?
I didn't really know. There were so many
Yeah.
options.
Wait,
But then it's like,
was-
so whenever y'all were talking to Body Knock, he was like,
My
oh, there's
head
one other
was
thing.
swimming.
They were looking for, whenever y'all were interrogating Body Knock, he was like, oh, but they're like looking for someone that like, that's why Kurt is here.
Because I was like,
Kurt is here to
Esta's-
help.
I was like, Esta's dad. But then y'all were like, no, Apple, which makes more sense.
Yeah. They were like Apple or Esta or
It wouldn't have been
someone.
Esta because Kurt saw
Kurt already
her,
saw
so
her.
Like,
Yeah.
The
but
other
Kurt saw all three. Oh, Kurt.
I saw all of you.
Oh, well,
So
Kurt's
that's
a dumb sack of shit then.
well,
He was right in front of him. Well,
but
we don't know.
Kurt also may not have known that he was supposed to be looking for like academy
Because
students.
he
and
hasn't
then
he hasn't
saw-
completed his part, right? I'm
Yeah.
assuming Priscilla was his mission,
Yep.
and then he'll go and help.
he'll go help. And then he saw you all with the weather feathers walking through the streets. He probably told Governor Frey, who showed up at the door and was like, I heard that y'all have someone.
Did you name Governor Frey? Was that Governor what's his name? I can't remember his title, but Frey, he's like in the Hunger Games and Catching Fire. He's the new head of the peacekeepers that they're
No,
bringing in.
I think I just got it from like
And
Walder
he's, like-
Frey from Game of Thrones. I think that was just like
yeah.
what my mind went to.
He just like did a lot to like, I don't know, the name association did a lot to like make him very terrifying and intimidating without us meeting him.
Yeah.
Because like that's, I don't know, the character Frey in the Hunger Games is like, oh my God. Like he's like a super like brutal and like corrupt like police captain.
Yeah. Well, there were two moments of like very big inspiration that I took into this, both from Blue Eye Samurai, which
I
was
think you did the last episode.
Yeah.
Like knife and the fire in the kitchen. Yeah. I was already like, I don't know, like feeling that vibe.
there was like all the people like flooding the streets where it's like this
Yes.
is like insurmountable. And then also Governor Frey is very much based off of the white man with the
Oh,
red
yeah.
hair.
I don't remember his name.
What is his name?
What a
Good. We don't need to know it.
yeah, just
Don't
the
care.
white man, just like how pure evil that guy is.
Kenneth
of like,
Branagh.
oh, like this guy you don't fuck with, and he's like just kind of feels like he can walk in wherever he wants.
Yeah.
He scared me.
And then, well, and also he was threatening like taking away the Weather Feathers
I didn't
house.
like that. I didn't
Which-
like that.
Which I had a couple more ideas. I think I cut the episode like where I just kind of felt like I should. There were two other things I wanted to do that would have leapt into
Was
the
he gonna
next
like light it on
episode.
fire or something?
I wanted to hit him with like I was trying to like quickly come up in my head. Okay, is there enough evidence that maybe he's working with hell in all of this? And so I could be like, well, I don't think the realm would like you working with the demons. Like I was gonna try to hit him back to be like,
Yeah.
I know things
It's
too.
way bigger than just the state.
Yeah, like being like, oh, us against the state. How about you against the whole like fucking
Yeah.
realm? But it didn't happen.
It'll come to you next time. We'll see him again.
Yeah.
I
So
sure hope
Our
not.
foster children was
That was so
crazy.
funny.
It was hilarious.
Well, I was like, what else could we say? Local Girl Scouts.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna start off the next episode with some crazy shit. Crazy shit's gonna go down.
Oh.
We started out this episode with crazy
and
shit.
we're so unrested.
God, it's only our 5th day at school.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna start moving along. a
Having to
little bit more.
recount to Priscilla about like, yeah,
been a
like
couple days.
4 days ago.
Yeah, we're gonna start. Time's gonna move a little bit faster whenever we get back to Frogmont.
Say that.
We wanted to move faster, so
We
We're
did.
gonna move faster when we're in jail.
I do-
So it'll like
Speaking
feel
of
a little bit better.
when we're all fucking 6 feet under after being killed in our heist,
Yeah.
time will move real fast.
My A plus
Mhm.
is the interrogation light bit,
Yeah.
but my flunk is that I didn't continue it when we were interrogating Body Knock.
Ah, shit.
I forgot to. I didn't forget. Like, there was a moment where I should have said it, like flick on the lights, and then like I missed my entrance, and y'all had already started the investigation. I was like, I can't interrupt them for the bit, but I wish that I had turned. I wish that I had done it one more time and turned the lights like on and off again, or off and on again to interrogate him.
My A plus, like I said, was calling on Apple to see
Yeah.
if she would help.
That was good. That was a good moment.
My flunk.
Oh, also real quick, the Briar Knight's there too. So
I'm choosing not to think about that actually. So just scratch that from the record.
yeah,
It's weird that they're like together, but they're like looking for two different things, as far as we know.
Yeah. She's probably like, whatever, you can have the little guy.
She's like, you can walk next to me. It makes us both look cooler.
Yeah. I
How high
think
school is.
I think my flunk is not making a stronger decision when they were looking for us in the house. Like I feel like I just froze and then didn't do anything, and then
it was
they were
meant
there.
to scare y'all and meant to freak y'all out.
So
Yeah,
I
the
wish
panic was real.
So I wish I would have like just tried anything, because then it was like a little unsatisfying when we like failed, because it was like, well, yeah, we didn't try anything, so like
I think
we
I
deserve to fail.
don't think it was unsatisfying.
No,
think
I
it
just mean
was-
like for me, it
yeah,
was like
yeah.
whatever. I'm not saying from a listener standpoint, but that's mine.
I don't know. My A plus is for Jared. Just how scared you kept us this whole episode. Like every single moment of this episode,
we were
we
frightened.
were fucking scared and on our like on the edge of our seat. It felt so real,
Good,
and the
good.
stakes were so high.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one was very vivid. All the imagery of everything.
Do you have a flunk?
I think I was the couple weeks between the last like thing, I was expecting like a knife to the throat and a grapple moment. So I think it kind of threw me off guard when she rolled a nat 1. And I was like, oh, I was like not prepared for like to have control of the situation, I
Yeah.
guess. So I guess that's my flunk, is not preparing. It was great. It was mostly just like getting her to trust me enough so that you could lore dump, which I guess is my A plus for myself, using my persuasion and charm. That's what I built her for.
I'll say that my A plus was, I think, just like fitting so much into this episode, and we ran just over 2 hours recording, which I think was good, especially for how thick the sode was. I think a flunk would be, I have two. One of them would be like, I just wish I had found a little bit more of a creative way to like give the exposition, but I think I've been hurting myself with like not giving y'all exposition of like stuff that y'all need to know. I've been like, oh, how do I do it? But I'm like, this time I was like, I'm just gonna tell them. The characters are just gonna tell them.
Sometimes you just have to say it. Like, it's like if you were doing it every other like monologue, like every other time we spoke to a character, you know, it'd be one thing, but it's like sometimes you do just have to like get it
Say
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
the Sabina exposition was so cool that you earned like a Wikipedia paragraph.
Cool.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Thank you. And then
Also,
the other
she's a
one,
writer.
Yeah.
Priscilla.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
sense that she would
she'd be
verbally
loquacious.
explain a big chunk of text.
Yeah, she's also probably explained the exact same thing to. Well, I guess Tara probably grew up with it. So just kidding.
And then the other one would probably be like, I wanted something else to happen with Margie at the end.
What was it?
That we didn't get to. But
What did you want to happen?
I think we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
I hope what you think should happen is what I was hoping would happen.
We'll see.
Not hoping, but would be narratively interesting if it had happened.
Yeah. You and I can talk afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Anyway, do we want to wrap it up?
Yes, please.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening to this study break. Tune in next week for episode 31.
This really was a study break. You know what I
This is
mean?
a study
Like
break.
we were studying. Does study break mean that you're taking a break from studying, or does it mean that you have a break and so you're using it to study?
I think it's a break that you're using to study.
At least in
well,
like
we
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I think of it like kind of like study hall, which like,
Yeah.
you used to use it. Yeah.
Sometimes, hey, it could be both.
Yeah.
It could be anything you need it to be.
Anything you want it to be.
It's times for you, for us.
And by you we mean us.
Thank you so much for listening to Gals and Goblins. Tune in next week for episode 31. Subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah, hop on that Patreon. Hop in that Discord.
Hop in that
hey,
Discord.
the Discord's still living.
They're going nuts.
Discord's going crazy.
We're going ape in there.
And if you're like, hey, I don't have money to give to a Patreon. Discord, you're still keeping up.
Yeah.
Keeping up. You're
Keeping
just
up with the
not
times.
gonna get those extra fun, juicy episodes.
That was so much fun.
A lot of you have signed up for our top tier, which handwritten letters
On the
from
way.
gals.
Handwritten letters are on your way. Are we gonna put goodies in there? I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I won't make any promises,
No
but I'm not going to
promises.
say no.
That'd be nice.
I neither confirm nor deny.
Anyway, thank you so much. Bye. See you.
Bye.